Alright guys, we're ready for Gunther Piedmont. I'm on Malaysia because that is actually where we bought we needed a leather hat to make this lady an archer, but she had the right stats for it at level 6, so we were able to do it. So interestingly, these guys were able to go up to fencers at level 5, and then these guys could only go to their second class at level 6, and these guys could only do it at level 7. Very interesting. So, what are we at? So we got some more fighter equipment now that we upgraded those guys, so Troy will have his work cut out for him getting more fighters. But I am planning to use Paul on this map, hopefully to attack some high alignment units just to get him a little bit more to neutral. We don't want him to go too much one way or the other. Gilbert is neutral all around, so I'm going to try to use him as well. I'm not going to use these guys because we get Asenwell on this map. I could use Arthur. I don't want him to get too high either, because if Guinevere gets too much alignment, she won't be able to become a... what's the word? Diana. So I gotta be careful about that. These guys don't matter. They're gonna be knights, paladins, priests, and whatever, but she does have... If she goes above, I think, 75 or 80 alignment, then she can't become a Diana. And I could always, if I get a Urn of Chaos, I could do a cheat to get a bunch of them. An item duplication just to lower it. And there's a difference between raising your guys to, level 50 and plowing through the game. To me, that's cheating, but using a game exploit just to kind of get somebody to the right alignment so that you can level them up, that's more about just kind of getting your units the way you want them. So, as far as everyone else, yeah, we got these two guys. I don't know if I actually want to use Arthur as much. I guess I kind of need to, though. I just want to make sure Troy has enough time to get one or two fighters going, but I guess, oh, I also got the Hallowed Shield from Troy's mom in Algoria. That's where you get Troy, that's where the shop was, and I just didn't buy what I should have bought the first time around. I always try to make it a point to, visit each shop and buy whatever I might need to buy, but I haven't been, so. Alright, let's see what Gunther Piedmont has in store for us. I meant to kind of go over kind of the base guide of what people should be doing if they're having trouble with the game. But I guess I'll do that after I I'll do that after the mission starts, just so we can look at all the units and kind of explain everything. But I will say, pretty much all the equipment you need for all the people in the game, berserkers, fencers, wizards, clerics, witches, sorceresses, fighters, Amazons, archers, all the people that you could upgrade for right at the beginning are available within the first 6 missions. As long as you're leveling up your people, and you're making units similar to Arthur, 3 fighters in the front, or 1 ranged in the back, and a healer, you can make pretty much all your units like that. Dio's going to be himself with 2 fighters, a healer, and a siren. Pugdy normally does the same thing. It's just you basically have your fighters in your front, a healer, and a ranged person in the back. And as long as you maintain that form, the game's pretty easy. You don't really need much else. However, I would say that it is good to... The only thing I would advise is getting a Doll Mage and 2 Golems early. They make most maps pretty damn easy because nobody is pushing that group off of a town. If you want to just kind of run in and see what's happening, and you're getting attacked by soldiers coming every which way, the Golems are one of the best units because it's almost impossible for even 3 units to burst any of them down in a row. Obviously, there's just some exceptions, but they only really get damaged by elemental attacks. And there's very few of those early. Alright. Move that out of the way. Ooh. Okay, it looks like we actually got some decent units we can get some alignment shifts against. I have to check and see what they are. Before I do, I'll just reiterate that. So, this unit is your bread and butter. Okay. You're going to get a lot of units in the game that can fill this role right here. You know, Troy, Pugdy, Dio, Bisk, Karth, Ankiseth, Aznabel. And, I mean, fundamentally what I mean by that is a lot of your unique characters could go into this role. Or they could go back here and either have just 3 fighters in front with a healer, or you could put 2 spellcasters. Then you get the healer here, which means they don't really need a town, and then you get the archer back here for extra damage. Or, you know, a wizard, or a sorcerer, whatever. The only reason I'm doing this kind of thing and waiting on these guys is more for flavor. I mean, Pugdy will be fine whether I use him early or not. He's better if you wait till he's a general, but then again, you don't use him for most of the game. Anyway, you know, I'm just trying to get my base unit set up. So, I've got Sebastian, Asmel's going to go in there, but, you know, you've seen how strong Gilbert is. And it's not even him, it's the dogs. This is one that I found, and this is one that I started with. Obviously, if you start with them, they're much stronger, but this unit is a beast unit. As long as I keep them around par with all the other units, as far as level, they're never going to be not useful. This unit, eventually, you know, I would probably get rid of these 2 guys and replace them with Balder Golems, because that's the only way to really get Balder Golems. But they will become Stone Golems at some point. So, you just kind of have to think about unit design as far as what is the best template. And this one right here, for the beginner, I would just advise getting, you know, a knight or a paladin in the middle with a healer and an archer in the back, and then 2 fencers, or 2 knights, or 2 berserkers, you know, if you want to do a bad unit. If you're doing a bad unit, I would advise not having a healer in the back, because you would want them to have a higher alignment, and they'll never become a priest if they have a low alignment. But besides for that, you can do whatever the hell you want. Like this one, I could have put a knight in this one, just had 3 knights in the front with a dragon in the back. It won't be super strong, but once this guy does start doing elemental damage, he's still gonna suck, but once he becomes a big he'll be really good. You know, it's just... I think this guy was a berserker, you know, and this is how he would kind of become anyway if I had a berserker that was getting high levels and have a similar stats with Bisque. I mean, I could put a bunch of fighters with him and just level them up as, you know, cataphracts, fencers, whatever I wanted to. But really, if I was smart, I'd put 2 Amazons with them and train them as archers. What I may do down the road too is, like during chapter 2 or whatever, after a certain point, I wouldn't mind changing 2 of these fighters into grapplers just because I like the aesthetics of it. But by that point, most of my army will be set up and it just looks cooler to me. But anyway, I will, I do need to be leveling some of these people up, because I got some units that I want to add to them. I want to have, you know, a bad unit where he has 2 sword masters and probably 2 archers behind him. This doesn't really need any help, but I'll probably I would put 2 archers with him, but I want to put Liddell with him, and it just seems odd that he would have a cleric, if I'm just being honest. So, put all that aside, let's get our people out. Are you a good girl or a bad girl? You are a good girl. So we are sending Paul. We'll send Paul there. And where are you, Gilbert? But you can handle pretty much the first 10 missions with just a Beastmaster and some Hounds and a Dollmaster with some Golems. Whether you find them or start with them, they're still pretty strong. Okay. That should be fine. We'll just have him take out the middle fellow. I could have Arthur clean them up, actually, because they've just got 2 wizards with them. So physical damage, they're taking 2 to 4. Well, I guess she's got a Boulder Spear, so it's doing more. Oh, that's not good. Damn it. I might make this a 2-part video. I need make a phone call in a few minutes. Okay. And if these guys, if I cheated and made these guys Cerberuses, yeah, that'd be stronger, but... Damn. Yeah, I need to get their level higher. Oh. Actually, I'm gonna have to pause this. I'll be right there. I gotta take care of some stuff.